What's going on, guys? It's Kills a Few again. I am finally able to talk about my brother passing away. His name is Lance. Was Lance, and he was an all-around real funny guy. He always liked to make people laugh. He was always in a good mood. Um, he just made the best out of every situation, and even during his funeral, I couldn't help but think of the shit that he would be saying because he always made the best of everything that he could. He over the past couple of years he'd been injured on the job, so he had a back injury, and he was taking pain medication. So ultimately, unfortunately, that's kind of what cost him his life. They upped his dosage, and they didn't compensate for how much he should be taking, and so he OD'd on it. That's him and my other brother Derek, and his wife, Derek's wife. Anyway, as you can tell, he's a character. He loved to make people laugh, and he was there for real crucial parts of my life. He helped me avoid drugs. He kept me doing good grades in school. He actually kept me from smoking cigarettes. He bet me $100 as long as I didn't smoke by the time I turned 18. He'd give me $100. Yeah, and I've never smoked cigarettes. I didn't have a desire to. My whole family smoked, so it wasn't anything to really avoid it. I had access to it and just never a desire to be a part of that type of life cycle, I guess you could say. But he always enjoyed having a good time, and he's going to be missed greatly. He left behind a wife. He finally got married, and he helped me get my wife ultimately. So it was real nice to have him a part of my life for the little bit of time that it was. I only got to know him for about 6 years or so, because every time that he was around, he was in trouble, or from one thing or another. So I didn't really get to grow up with him and enjoy everything that he had to offer as a brother. From what I feel, I mean, he taught me how to skateboard. He taught me how to ride bikes, BMX style, and he did the best he could with the time that he had. He only was here for about a year, and then we'd get him what my mom would consider back on the right track, and then he'd go back and live with his mom, and it would just kind of fall apart from there. Things would get out of hand and out of whack, and a few years would go by, and then he'd wind up right back in our house, and it was great to see him when I did. One year we all moved to Montana, and we got to do snowboarding and skiing and sledding, and I never got to do all of that. I only was able to sled, and he went with Derek because Derek's girlfriend at the time had lived in the mountains, so they went and skied, I believe. It was cool. I've never seen snow before. I've been in Florida my whole life except for that 1 year I lived in Montana, and it was beautiful. It was fun to be out in the mountains in the snow and just have fun with family. He was a real cool cat, and I hate that he's gone. I hate that he doesn't have any more life lessons to teach me, or not necessarily that he doesn't have any more, but he doesn't really have the ability to show them to me. He doesn't have, I don't know, I just lost that connection with my brother that was there all my life. I was always able to reach out to him and say, hey bro, I'm having a problem with this, or I'm having a problem with that. Can what do you think? What would you do? How would you handle it? And it's just not there anymore. You could say that Lance was the problem child if you really wanted to, but Lance lived life by his own rules. He always did whatever he wanted to do, whenever he wanted to do it. And I envied that just because, I don't know, I guess I always feel held down. You feel held down by the man, I guess you could say, because you have to go to work and you have to go to school, or you have to pay bills. And I mean, he had all those same obligations, but if he didn't feel like paying it, he just didn't pay it. He's like, whatever, screw it, I'm not paying it. And he'd go out and he'd have fun. He'd go to a movie, or he'd go grab pizza or whatever. I mean, he was the kind of guy that would give you the shirt off his own back to help you out. And the world is not as beautiful without him in it. Sorry. And here I thought I was ready to talk about him. It tears me up. It wasn't as bad knowing about it until I got to his service. And then it just killed me, seeing all the pictures and obviously my father torn up about it, and his mother and my other brothers. It was really rough. You know, nobody wants to lose anybody, especially family or friends, anybody that you're close to. But when you've got somebody that's such a crucial part to you, I mean, I'm the baby. I'm 23. He was 29. We had 6 years apart. I think I've only seen him like a total of about 6 years of my life, but I definitely cherish all those years that we did have, those 1 year durations that we had. And I wish I could have had more. I'm just starting my journey into being an adult, and he was well into his way on being an adult, trying to be an adult. I think that's what makes it so hard, because we've known him to kind of be like this, like I said, the bad child. But he actually got a wife. He was trying to see what kind of side work he could get, and he was trying to do IT work. He had a future, he had a goal, and it's terrible that he finally had some drive and motivation and was taken. Oh man, this guy. I hope he's okay wherever he's at. I hope that he is. I hope he's finally okay with everything. I still hear his laugh when I do stuff, things that I think he would find funny. In given situations, I still hear his voice. I don't know. I wish he was around, obviously. I wish he could have been here to, I don't know, see the rest of my life. Oh man, I was wrong. I'm not ready for this. I'm sorry, guys. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Hopefully this isn't too terrible. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. Leave a comment below if you've lost anybody, or if you know what it's like. It's terrible, and I don't wish this on anybody. Anyway, have a good day.
We lost Alpha. Assassin. Securing A. A secure. We lost B. Heads up, Delta Team. Enemy UAV spotted. Enemy advanced UAV spotted. Securing C. Semtex out! Assassin. Securing Charlie. Just another day. Good job.